Hello and welcome to the Perth Blue Baggers pod. Today we'll be reviewing our win against Melbourne, round 19, and previewing round 20 against Hawthorn. So, really good. As always, I'm joined by...
Marty on special comments.
Yes. So, no doubt we're both very ecstatic about finally reviewing a win.
Well, after a heap of losses, it's good to be on the winning board.
Yeah.
Look, we got out to a pretty good start with 2 early goals to Charlie. And this was important because he'd been down on form. He hadn't kicked any, I think, for about 4 games in a row. Yeah. So getting him on the board early was really great for his confidence. Ashton Moyer was on the board pretty early. Mm-hmm. And then there was a 50-metre penalty which enabled Cherry to slot one through from point-blank range. So that was a pretty good start. Good intensity. Lacking a bit of polish perhaps, but encouraging signs.
Yeah.
We all went on with it, I think, in the second quarter. It was a bit of a slog, bit of a low-scoring one, but 2 crucial goals by Moyer, one early and one late. That second one after a big hit on Francis Evans and gutsy effort by Evans to go the ball in the face of Stephen May flying down on him.
Yep. We're happy with the outcome with that.
Well.
Not on Evans, but...
Not happy that he got him concussed, but May's off to the tribunal.
Yeah.
So this gives us a 19-point buffer at the half. Now, the third quarter looked worrying for us yet again because Melbourne got going, as they sometimes do. They tend to get their goals in a rush, and they kicked 4 straight to take the lead. And all of us were going, oh, God, here we go again.
Second half fade-out blues.
Particularly third quarters. Third quarters have been horrendous for us this year. So we were in trouble, I think, but we really rallied from that point onwards in that quarter. That back half of the third quarter was quite important for us because we really steadied. Another very timely goal from Moyer and a big roost from Flynn Young late gave us the edge again. But really, they were just finishing. There was a lot of hard running. Our defence stood up really well.
Yep.
That was really crucial in the back half of the third quarter. The last quarter we had some cause for worry too because they kicked the first. Then there was a crucial run down from Doc, which set up a goal which he went back and slotted beautifully. Then there's a monster goal by Matty Carroll, and that was fantastic. What a roost that was. Who had a superb game, by the way.
Yep.
We might talk more about that. That gave us a bit of a buffer, but the D's weren't done yet. They kicked 2 goals to get them back in it. And the margin was actually just down to 2 points. And then Charlie stepped up with a monster booming goal from outside 50 to put us more than a kick ahead. And we weren't headed after that. But it was quite a tight tussle. We only won by 8 points against a team that's struggling, but a win is a win, and this time we brought the energy and the intensity. Last week, even though we lost, I thought that we turned the corner a little bit in terms of that energy and intensity. We talked about that a bit. We still lack polish this time. We probably still turned the ball over too much, but this time the D's didn't hurt us, and I think that was the biggest difference. They don't hurt you like Brisbane does. Picker was probably the one exception. He was just too good for us, probably. The players that played on him.
Hats off to him.
He was very good. But most of the other players were pretty well held.
Yeah.
There was an absorbing contest between Cripps and Oliver all day long, actually.
Yeah.
That was quite a tussle to see. But I reckon Cripper won that one.
Most certainly,
Our defence was really solid. Wiedering was magnificent. Matty Carroll would come to him. And Haynes had another really solid game too.
Yep.
And a young fella's coming along well is Harry O'Farrell too. I thought he was pretty good. So the interesting thing in the stats this time round that I thought was a little bit different. Normally we win more disposals. We have more inside 50s and we still lose. That's been a common pattern for us. Usually we win the contested positions even when we're losing. This time they had more positions than us. They had more inside 50s than us, but they still lost. So it was the reverse of normal. And I think that says something about how wasteful they are too. Yeah. They're not really linking up very effectively as well. The clearances were pretty even. They just didn't punish us, but we used the ball better this time, and I think we stuck fat in the moments that really counted.
Yeah, made the most of our chances. Important to note is that we had, we'll go into some of the notable players, but we had a gel of senior and young players together, and maybe it's the first sort of game we've seen both stand up.
An interesting one, wasn't it? I think it was a mixture of some of our senior players really getting back into form.
Yeah. So
Some of the ones that have been a bit down.
Waiters and
Clippers, Reedus and Kerno were fantastic. And then some of our young crew coming through just beautifully.
Yeah.
So when you see my top 5, they really are a mixture of both. In fact, if you had the sort of underrated player and in that, I think you probably got about 3 and 3.
Yep.
So for me, top was Cripper.
Yep.
He was back to his best. He absolutely dominated. He had the most touches on the ground. When he has the most touches on the ground, it's usually a sign he's dominating because he gets so many contested positions.
Yep.
He never gets a lot of easy positions. He wins the footy in the contests. And, of course, he clearly had the most contested positions as well as the most possessions. He also tied for the most clearances on the ground. I think he tied for the most tackles on the ground. He really did it all.
Yes.
And if you go back and look up those highlights, most of those goal chains he's got a role in. And if you look at the times when we've really, when we stood up to stop goals, he's been a factor. So he was sensational today. I thought he was my 5.
Yep.
Ashton Moyer, talk about young versus established versus new. Moyer, his best game for the club.
Yeah.
What a game to kick 4 goals straight. He was accurate. He popped up. He seemed to kick big goals when we needed it too.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of that X factor, I reckon, amongst him, where he gets himself in the right place. He's got a he's got a bit of pace. He's got a turn of, he gets around defenders, and he was pretty accurate today, and that really does matter in front of goals, doesn't it?
Yes.
So he was fantastic. I think he surely cements his place in the team a bit now, and he's got to be a crack at the Rising Star Award for this week, surely.
Well, you got 2 people that are going to contest for that.
I think we've got 2. Well, I've got 2 in my top 5. Either of them, really. I mean, I could have thrown a blanket over most of these players. They were very good. For me, Jacob Wittering, 3 votes. He could have been BOG today as well. He was magnificent. The number of times he got a fist in, number of intercept marks. He was just really solid the whole time. 9 intercept possessions, I think it was. Second highest on the ground.
None of his 11 disposals.
So he's not getting easy touches.
No.
He's winning the football in the crux moments.
Speaking of the easy touches, when we usually go back and forth trying to create avenues to get it, inside 50 and get some territory, there wasn't so much of that. I think there was a bit more daring kicks straight through the middle.
That is an excellent point. Yeah. We've struggled to move the ball quickly in the past, and when we do try that, we often turn the ball over. This time I felt there were passages there where we moved the ball quickly and we got a goal out of it.
Yes.
And I think that's probably goes some ways to explaining a better goal efficiency than we've had in the past.
Yes.
And, that was in play right at the very start with Kerno kicking a couple of quick ones. Kerno, sure, has been down a bit on his form, but he also hasn't had the best supply going in.
There was still some instances.
There's still some instances, like I said, we lack some polish.
Was an imperfect game still.
It was certainly an imperfect game, and you got to remember we're playing against a team that's certainly in the bottom third of the competition, probably around about 14 or 15 in terms of where it sits on the ladder, and I think that's pretty reflective, pretty accurate about where they are at the moment. So I don't want to over-egg it, but you can only beat the teams that you play against.
Yeah.
And this was definitely an improvement on some of our efforts in the past few weeks.
Yeah.
So Jacob Wietering 3, 2 Matty Carroll. I'm just wondering how I got him as far down as 2. He was sensational. He was really good on the weekend. He was in everything. He was the only Colton player to have more intercepts than Wietering. He was the top interceptor on the ground. 10 intercepts, 5 score involvements. 4 of our scores began with him. So he started them.
4 score launches, I think.
Yeah, that's right. They call it score
Yeah.
launches. He was the highest player on the ground according to the AFL ratings. It's hard to believe. He's only made his debut this season. He couldn't get a game until this season. He got delisted.
Injury ridden.
Yeah.
And the way he's been able to come back, and he's rookie list when
Off
he was
the rookie
drafted.
list. That's right.
It's crazy. You don't need to be
so
a
much
top
to
10.
like about him. There's so much to like about him. It's funny. It just shows why you got to participate. Why you have to persist with people. Since he's come into the team, a couple of times he's made some errors.
Yeah, like last week. Yeah.
And last week, and people have a crack at him, but he's only a young player. He's only still learning his craft, and he really paid off. He really rewarded the faith that the coaching staff.
Some of his
showed him.
kicks. Wow. I
Yeah,
love his
he
kicks.
was really. It's kicking. It's
Got this interesting technique. I don't know. It's like it must have been when he was really young, learning how to do it. It's
He
like
could
on an
spear.
angle or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tends to hold it at an angle and he does his
Goes-
spear passes,
yeah.
which are exceptional. So hats off to, and I think he's not afraid of a scrap. He's not afraid to put himself in the midst. Go for the contested mark as well.
Yeah.
I like that about him. I think he's got a big future, Matty Carroll. And one for Charlie Curnow.
Hey.
One of the most maligned guys. Even when he's got a fair bit of footy, he hasn't kicked goals recently. And that's and obviously copped a lot of flack over that. This time he did kick goals, kicked 3 goals straight, kicked the first 2 goals of the game, kicked the biggest goal perhaps of the game, and the very, very late to give us more than a goal breathing space. That was a monster goal. Until he kicked that goal, all of us were on the edge of the seats. I mean, we were still a little bit nervous about when he kicked it because there was a couple of minutes to go. But once he kicked it, the D's are going to have the work cut out to haul us in. That was a big monster kick when he kicked it. But it wasn't just that. I felt he led a long way up the field. He was competing for the ball. He gave off a couple of goals. I think he might have set up Flynn Young's one. Like, he did a few. He did other things around the ground. What we saw last week and this week, I thought, was second and third efforts, which are so important. And when Charlie's really up and about, he's not just kicking goals, he's helping make his teammates walk that bit taller as well. They need him. They really, especially with Harry out, they need Charlie up and about.
Yeah, and we'll probably have Harry back soon-ish, probably the next season.
We'll see.
That seems to be the thing. Reporting in the injury report, it was very much a reminiscent game of that St Kilda game earlier in the season, where we led most of the match, had a few little worries here and there, especially in the third quarter, and then we hang on with clutch Harry Mackay goal. Instead we got Charlie Curnow this time at the end. So we have been able to sort of hold on a few times this season, but not as much as we'd like. So, I need to do my votes. I was just going to go into the preview. 5 for Cripps, that's undisputed. Moya 4, relatively the same. Carroll with 3, and Wiedering with 2, and 1 with Curnow.
Almost the same.
Yep. And then you got Cowan for underrated, probably. Going into some of his stats. Didn't have a lot of stats, but the ones he did count were good. 16 disposals, 6 marks, 5 of which were intercept marks. That's pretty big. And 9 intercepts, which 4 of them would have been not marks. And 2 inside 50s. That was great from him. Cooper Lauderfoot was also impactful. He had 16 disposals, 8 ground balls, 6 marks, 407 metre gain, and 4 clearances. Doc kicked a pretty good goal as well.
Important goal.
But a few bombs here and there, but I think it was a bit better than usual from him. 18 disposals, 5 intercepts, 4-1% and 6 ground balls, and 3 rebound 50s. Yeah?
No, I think I agree with that. I think if I was looking at who was unlucky to miss out the votes, it probably would have been Lockie Cowan.
Yeah.
It would have been the one other guy who I thought had a really good game. He's strung a few games together now.
Yeah, it's been 3 in a row.
And I think that's for me, that's really important. It gives him a body of work and he's just been more comfortable. Probably the one other guy, just in the underrated category, because I don't always put underrated as the next best player. It's someone who's young or is up and coming or doesn't always come on your radar. I probably have Harry O'Farrell.
Yep, got stats here.
Yeah, I thought he was really good, and he does some really good things. He's not afraid to come off his man to intercept, which takes confidence.
Yeah,
he's done some really good passes and really set up other teammates quite well. He also he does all those little 1%ers. He jumps in at the bottom of packs and
that
sorts
jump
of things.
spoil specky. I'm gonna call it the spoil specky was marvelous.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
And quite athletic, wasn't it? Quite athletic.
So yeah, he had a good game. 10 disposals, 4 marks, 4 intercepts, 6 rebound 50s. That's good. And 6 1%ers. So good job, Hoff. And with maybe a full pre-season and some more probably weights or whatever, build up some more strength. And be a bit more of a big brick wall.
The other guy I want to mention, because sometimes my heart's in my mouth every time he gets the footy, is Francis Evans.
Yeah, got stats in too.
Well, the thing about Evans is, he hasn't always used the ball well in the past, and he missed a few shots in front of goal. I mean, him and Will White would be exceptional forwards if they kicked a bit more accurately. But you couldn't admire his courage in the second quarter when he attacked the football, and that was a really gutsy. And that's a sign that he's really committed and there to play. So, hats off to Francis Evans.
Yeah, so he had 8. This is in 46% time on ground. Yeah. 8 disposals, 4 tackles, 3 score involvements, 1 goal assist, 1 goal, 223 metres gained, and 3 inside 50s.
Yeah, pretty good in 46% game time.
Yep. So there you go. That's comprehensive coverage of round 19 against Melbourne. So let's get into Hawthorn. So this gives you a bit of belief that we could potentially do it, but Hawthorn are a very good side. So
I still believe overall the competition's quite an even competition.
Yeah.
And Hawthorn are a top 8 team. Yeah, sure. They really knocked off Port Adelaide. They flogged them, etc. I think they're gettable.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're absolute top tier. I think they're certainly playing better than us. I expect us to go in as fairly long shot underdogs, but I think they're gettable if we play well.
You never know.
So I think they're actually where we should be on the ladder. And what's somewhere around 6 or something at the moment? I'm going to just look up the ladder. I've stopped taking as much notice. In fifth officially, right?
12 and 6.
I reckon that's probably a bit higher than where they actually are in terms of Fremantle's won 8 out of the last 9. Giants have won, 5 or 6 in a row or something. They're 6 and 7. I don't think Hawthorn's form is quite as good as theirs.
Well, I reckon the top 10's pretty solid as well. Sydney, with Golden coming back, seemed a bit
they're
rejuvenated. So
they might take footy.
If they can't make it there, they might get some skulks.
I still think they're a fair way off, because if you look at it right, they're 2 games in percentage off 8.
Yeah, look at the percentage.
With only 5 games to go.
No.
So the percentage is so bad, there's no way they're making it up. So they have to win 3 more games than number 8 does in 5. Because they've got to win 2 more games to get the same number of points, but their percentage won't be good enough. So can you see them pulling back 12 points on any of those top 8 teams with only 5 games to go? They've got to win every game, and they've got to rely on Gold Coast, and they've got to rely on Gold Coast to lose 3 out of 5.
Yeah. I think really for them, us, it's a bit of belief going into next year.
Yeah. I don't think Sydney can make it, honestly.
Yeah. So
I think it's down to 9.
Well, it's going to be an interesting race, because Western Bulldogs stats wise look great, but haven't been able to show it.
Well, the problem with the Bulldogs is they beat up on the crap teams. Yeah. And they can't match it against the top ones.
And it's been a familiar story.
I heard that. I don't know if the stats are quite right, but I heard they'd won 1 out of 8 games or something against top 8 teams.
I think so, something like that.
That's just, you're not making a mark if you're doing that.
No.
They're only, I suppose you could say they're consistent. Consistently beating all the teams below them. Consistently losing to all the teams above them. So I guess that's pretty
I
consistent.
reckon the top 8's pretty good then now.
Yeah, it's probably pretty accurate if you're doing that, isn't it?
Yeah. Gold Coast didn't look in good shape against Adelaide.
No, it's funny,
weird.
isn't it? How does this happen? We beat Collingwood one week, admittedly just by a goal, and then you lose by 10 goals to Adelaide. Adelaide are another team, though. They've got the best percentage in the league. They will beat you up sometimes.
Yeah.
They beat us up badly, and we deserved it. They were better than us. They will, when they get on top of teams, they really smash them because their forward line's very dynamic.
And I looked at some of their stats. Suns were matching them or better in all of the stats. But guess who was more efficient? Adelaide. So that's the team you'd love to be, really.
Adelaide
sometimes.
probably have the best forward line in the comp, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got 3 or 4 really good options, and they're going to be hard to beat. It's funny, isn't it? All of a sudden, with Collingwood's loss, I think the rest of the season's wide open, and Adelaide in particular are right in the mix there.
It's fascinating.
They're
Good
only a game behind Collingwood. They're only half a game behind Brisbane.
It's good watching it, seeing as we don't have any hope. As a neutral fan, just
I think a lot of us would love to see the Pies maybe slip to third.
yeah,
Have to go interstate. They don't travel a lot, you know.
yeah. Apparently, we have a 0.3% chance of making finals.
I look
God.
great. I think we focus on winning a game of football. Really, that ship sailed
Yeah,
a long time ago, basically.
yeah. You'd have to win every game by a lot and hope for results go in our favour, but I doubt that. So let's stop thinking about it. Any notable players to mention on the Hawks side?
Oh, look, I think Watson might be coming back. Look, you'd hope for our chances he doesn't, but...
He was playing on the weekend, wasn't
I can't remember. I thought he was injured. Anyway,
I don't know.
for our listeners, we're not opposition scouts.
No.
We follow the Blues. Not quite sure, but look, they've got pretty good players across most lines. They're a top 8 team for a reason. I think it's 4 out of the last 5. I think they've won, so they'll be hard to beat. There's a similar story to most teams. If we get on top of them in the midfield,
Yeah.
that could be very, very interesting. Anything's possible. Our backs are strong. They're probably our strongest line. Strong is our backs.
Yeah.
And their forwards are, they've got some people like Ginnivan and Pop Up and others. But I wouldn't say their forwards one of the best. They've got one of the best forward lines in the comp.
Yeah.
They're relying on Gunston as 35 or something. Hit quite a few of their goals.
Yeah, he's been quite good. I think what we really need to rely on is our usual game plan. Whether you like it or not, it's in there. It's what they've been practicing. They're better off trying to do it. So if they put pressure on, it relieves the pressure of the defence.
That's right. When we play well, we
Yeah.
play high pressure. I think part of the problem has been our inability to maintain that high pressure over 4 quarters.
Doherty, I think it was on Free AW or something. I was saying that was part of the problem. They haven't been able to keep their pressure up, unlike recent years.
Well, when we had that
so-
big run in 23, that was something we did. We had high pressure. We applied it and kept it the whole time.
Yeah.
Is it a fitness? Is it a conditioning thing? What is it? Because if we get numbers to the football and numbers back, two-way running, etc., I still think the other thing in addition to pressure is we haven't moved the ball quickly and well.
No.
And there were signs. There were some green shoots again on the weekend where we did that a bit better than we'd done previously. Admittedly against probably not quite as much pressure as some of the other clubs have put on, like Brisbane and Collingwood, in the previous 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I think what we saw with a bit more dare is the way to go. And I think that Hawthorn do that really well, so be prepared for them.
They run in
That's
numbers,
why, yeah.
so we've got to be aware of that.
Yep. I think that will do us. So some predictions. Yep.
Blues by 9 points.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one. Let's say we hold up under pressure again and by 4 points. I always seem to go by 4 points, but that'll work. Who will stand up for us?
Who will stand up for us? I reckon. Who will stand up for us? Someone. I'm just trying to think of someone a little bit different rather than the usual suspects.
What about Baby Blue?
You reckon one of the young guys?
Yeah, why not? But another one. What about Cowan? Absolutely rips through.
Oh well, Cowan's had a good
like
couple of. He's in good form. He had a couple of He's been playing really well. So I'm expecting him anyway. I'm going to go a bit unusual. I reckon TDK is he's going to fire up. I saw glimpses. I don't think he had a brilliant game, but that mark was exceptional.
Yeah.
And the passion, I got some. People have accused him of checking out and whatever. I'm not going down that discussion path, but perhaps he hasn't been in his normal self. But I saw glimpses.
I don't think there was as much checking out as there was in previous weeks this time.
I saw glimpses on the weekend, and I reckon if he really wanted to turn it on, this week's the week to do it.
Yes. So there you go. Thank you for tuning in. That was a very good episode. Make sure you like and subscribe and catch us on Instagram. So see you next week. Hopefully another positive one. We really enjoy it. Up the baggers.
Calm the Blues.